So Vine is officially coming back from the dead, this time as Divine, and it's going to be funded by the former CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. And one of the main focuses of this new reboot of Vine is that it's going to ban AI generated content. Now, this tweet right here is going viral. It's basically saying Vine is being rebooted under the name Divine. The app plans to feature more than 10,000 previously archived Vines and does not allow AI generated content. Saying here, short form looping videos, authentic moments, human creativity. Experience the raw, unfiltered creativity of real people sharing genuine moments in 6-second loops. Built on decentralized technology, owned by no one and controlled by everyone. Now we can take a quick look over here on their website, which is very, how you would say, empty. It's not in a complete state so far. I don't even think it works right now. Like, they have a try it on the web link, and when you click it, it just brings it to like this empty page, right? We are still in the very early infancy of Divine, the rebooted version of Vine. But we can just dive into it, and they're essentially going to be bringing Vine back in every way they can, right? 6-second loops, original loop video by humans, real videos without AI. No algorithms, just loads of fun, with hours of funny loops, and record your own loops. Do it for the loops. Now, personally, I think this is pretty neat. I do always like to see friendly competition, like between social medias. We all know what happened with Twitter, for example. Again, the CEO, Jack Dorsey, is going to be the one funding Divine. He ended up selling Twitter to Elon Musk for billions and billions of dollars, and for the most part, X has become a very different platform than what it used to be in terms of censorship, in terms of the things you can post. Let's just say it's a lot more edgy than it used to be under Jack Dorsey. And it seems like maybe this Divine app is going to be a lot more censored and whatnot, at least if he's running the show. Either way, again, the whole idea of like completely banning AI is also really interesting. It's not going to be just full of clip channels and people, pumping out AI slop as quick as they can. It's not going to be, in my opinion, unfortunately, the funny monkey videos, the funny Bigfoot videos.
Open up, Diddy Blood.
Some of the fun things that we see with AI, but it will also be combated in a way where it just prevents unoriginal content from essentially flooding the platform, ruining the platform. But again, I don't see really any mention of like low effort content here. Yeah, AI generated content to an extent sucks, but I think so does low effort content flooding the platform. That's an issue that TikTok faces. Now, back to the Divine website. It says social media by humans for humans. In a world of AI generated content, Divine is a sanctuary for authentic human creativity, building on the original Vine. From 2013 to 2017, Vine was magic. 6 seconds of pure unfiltered human creativity. No algorithms deciding what you saw, no AI generated content, just real people being creative, funny, weird, and wonderfully human. When Twitter shut down Vine, millions of moments of human creativity were nearly lost forever. That's why we restored them. Why authenticity matters now more than ever. We're in the middle of an AI takeover of social media. New apps like Sora are entirely AI generated. TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram are increasingly flooded with AI slop. Videos that look real but were never captured by a camera, people who don't exist, scenarios that never happened. We're losing something precious, the ability to trust what we see. Divine is fighting back. We're not against AI existing, we're against AI pretending to be human. We're creating a space where human creativity is celebrated and protected, where you can trust that what you're watching was made by a real person with a real camera, not generated by an algorithm. The new Vibe social media apps are 100% AI generated content. Divine is the opposite. We're building on the original authentic Vine, preserving real human creativity. Again, very interesting. Not a humongous AI supporter, also not a humongous AI hater. I think it's funny. I think it has its uses, and I think it can also be used very dangerously. But I think the whole idea of like every website is ruined because AI slop and people can't trust what they see is just a little dramatic. For the most part, people, can very easily tell when something is AI generated. And if they aren't able to, most of the times these platforms punish them. YouTube, for example, has a very, very strict AI policy where if you do not tag your videos correctly, your channel will be punished, right? It asks you, is there anything in this video that's AI? Is there anything in this video that makes it seem like someone said or did something that they actually did not do? And if you do not label your videos correctly, then again, you'll be punished for it. Similar to, again, like I mentioned, these funny videos of like animals like ringing a doorbell and then they're like, open up, Diddy Blood. And then like they get thrown, a box gets thrown at their head. Nobody thinks that's real, right? And you see like a video of like a dog will be walking and he stands up and starts dancing. Nobody thinks that's real. It's funny, it's silly, it's goofy. But again, I do understand the element of like some AI generated content can be very scary, scarily authentic, scarily realistic to the point where you cannot tell, right? Like deep fakes and people editing people to say things they didn't actually say using AI voices and whatnot. I understand. Now, this part right here is a little interesting to me. It says preserving the past. We've partnered with archive team to restore and preserve original Vine content. These aren't just old videos, they're cultural artifacts of authentic human creativity from before the AI era. Every restored Vine is a piece of genuine human expression preserved for future generations. First things first, I want to just say like their whole idea of like being so completely anti-AI is just very interesting and very funny to me. Like it makes it seem like we're in like Wall-E and we're just like in a spaceship sitting in like a big chair just like being brainwashed by something on the big screen, and Divine is going to be the thing that opens our eyes, the thing that truly makes us wake up from the AI slop that is consuming and eating our souls. But the part right here about preserving the original Vine content is a little interesting because there are probably, millions of videos from creators, people who probably aren't even in the public sector anymore, probably aren't even famous anymore, don't have social media followings, have probably retired from content creation and moved on with their life. Like, I feel like this might cause a bit of legal issues. Basically taking a website that existed, we all know it got shut down by Twitter, but then being rebooted under a different name by a different company, being funded by a completely different person in a completely different era of content creation, and the original creators are not going to be paid, reimbursed in any way, shape, or form, right? So imagine your Lele Pons, as much as I think she's a cornball, imagine your Liza Koshy, any of these other people who are like extremely big and viral during the Vine days. Your content's going to be re-uploaded to this Divine platform, and it doesn't seem like there's any type of way for you to opt out. There might be, right, as the website continues to grow. But I just kind of see that issue of it causing a bit of a legal cluster. Now, kind of like what I just mentioned, here's Divine's copyright and DMCA policy that's on their site. And they're basically running this entire site on a fair use basis, right? They're claiming that this site falls under fair use because its purpose is preservation and archival purposes, right? Transformative, non-commercial nature, no market harm. It says open source project not designed to generate revenue from user data. What does that mean though? Are they going to make revenue from ads? They're getting funding from Jack Dorsey. All right. Preventing permanent loss of cultural artifacts that after the original platform shut down. I'm sure we all know about archive.org and all these other different websites that seek to preserve things like software, video games, movies, TV. It doesn't exactly work out that way because legally, the person that owns this content, this piece of work, still owns it, right? If you don't know about copyright laws, basically, when you create something, an image, a video, a picture, anything you create, a song, I want to say it's like 80 years plus 20 after passing that you basically own the copyright to it. It doesn't matter if someone claims it's for preservation and archiving something or like the original doesn't exist anymore, so it's completely fine. It's not. That's not legally how it works, which I personally do not care. Like, I'm not a big stickler for like copyrighted content, right? Like, I play clips of other people's videos and just give them a little credit in the corner and whatnot sometimes. But legally, from like a big company that's going to be like the reboot of Vine, already hitting millions of views, trending online because it's being rebooted, and also being backed by a billionaire, I think it's a silly idea. I think it's going to get very muddy very quickly, and I think like any other person or company that's tried to reboot Vine or reboot any of these social media platforms, I don't think it's going to be very successful. That's just my opinion, though. I want to know your opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Are you going to be trying out Divine, the rebooted Vine, the non-AI, the no AI slop allowed version of Vine? I might try it out. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.